Hey guys, welcome to the Blueprint. My name is Johann, and if this is the first time watching this podcast, hear me out for a minute. This is the podcast if you want to learn about starting up a business, growing your business. Maybe you want to be a high-performing individual, maybe you want to learn about sales, communication. This is the podcast, and on occasion, we get some wonderful guests. And today, I want to introduce you to one of my best friends called Shaun Azzopardi, who founded a company called Build Your Strength, and he'll explore and give us a bit of a background on what the business is shortly. He's a father to three kids. He's got a loving wife as well. And then on top of this jungle that he's running, he's also a full-time employee within the supply chain space. So welcome, Shaun Azzopardi. How are you, my man?
Good, mate. Good. Glad to be on the podcast.
Thank you, man. You're the first, I guess, one of my best friends to ever been on this podcast. We've interviewed a lot of people, but to have a best friend is actually good. How many years of best friends have we been, mate?
Oh, 30 years, 30 plus years. Long
30
time.
years. So we've known each other since we we're about 8 years old. And I think it's really cool to see, my man, that, not only you're like my best mate and all that kind of stuff, but seeing you jump into the entrepreneur space as well. And it's always good to support friends who are doing well. But for those who don't know what Build Your Strength is and what it is and who it is, can you give me a bit of a background, man?
Yeah, definitely. So basically I sell fitness apparel and accessories, women's fitness leggings, fitness shorts, men's sort of tank tops and shakers. And I've started with those line of products to kick things off.
Awesome. And the shirts and the jumpers that I've ordered, is it the same one that you're wearing right now?
Yes, so this is the black hooded tee. So I've got blue and white as well.
Awesome, man. And you've designed it yourself, everything like that.
Everything myself, yeah. So it took a few goes to get it right, but I'm happy with the result.
Awesome. So, the apparel and, the wear space is actually very competitive, very, very massive, guys, right? And the question that I'm lingering in my brain is, why jump into this business? Like, there's so many businesses to choose from. Why this one?
Well, it's basically you got to do what you got a passion for. So fitness is something that I have a strong passion for. So I want to be in that space. And I've always wanted to have my own brand. I started earlier on in March this year.
Awesome.
Started off with Your Fitness First, actually. And within 2 days, I had Your Fitness First Australia contacting me with legal letters and to take the website down. So I had an obstacle straight away. So I was like, what do I do here? So I had two options. One, can it and just do my normal day-to-day job and all that sort of stuff and just don't think about anything else, or rethink of a new name, rebrand and do all that sort of stuff. So I've taken that route. And I went along with, and I come up with Build Your Strength. And I think that resonates more for my vision and goals and all that sort of stuff as well, and pleased with the result.
Awesome. So what does build your strength actually mean to you?
It means empowerment, growth, being resilient. So it's not just a fitness brand. I think it embodies more than that. And I just like to see everyone that follows the brand live up to that as well.
Awesome, man. Would you say it's more of a culture and a lifestyle for you rather than a brand?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely a
awesome.
culture and a lifestyle. Yeah. I,
Awesome.
I I think anyone can come up with the brand, but what it means is more important.
That's so good. And I think it's important to know, guys, when you're starting your business, it doesn't matter early on, you're going to run into issues. And, Sean had to pivot by changing his whole logo, branding. And I remember we were talking about this when it first happened. And, it's easy for most people to give up, but the reality is it's a great learning curve, isn't it? And it doesn't matter how prepared you are, there are always going to be things. And, even recently, we talked about this off air before where I used to do a lot of one-on-one coaching, and in order for me to scale my business, I've had to work with more businesses, more larger businesses, which I have, and the businesses blossomed. So pivoting is essential, Shaun. Would you agree on that? When it's
Yeah, definitely. You always need to think of solutions. You always got to have problems, and it's all about how you can get out of the hole, really,
yeah,
and grind.
yeah, awesome. And we live in the world where on Instagram, people want to show all the good stuff only, that they're making $10 million a day, by setting the new company. But the reality is, you work another job as well. And, how does that work for you? You're juggling a job, family, and then you're juggling a business, and you're doing a really good job from the outside. But I mean, how do you do it yourself? I mean, what's
Yeah.
your
Yeah, so time management. So it comes down to that and setting boundaries. And obviously the weekends help with focusing on the business, and just getting ideas and support as well from my circle,
yeah.
and including yourself, of course. Yeah. And basically just taking step by step, day by day, and breaking it down into pieces rather than, doing everything all in one go.
No, awesome, man. And I think, most of us, including myself, we've all had a business, and then we've also had a job when we first started, because the reality is we've got bills to pay. You've got cash flow to resonate as well. But do you feel that having a full-time job puts less pressure on just rushing into the business, and can focus on doing it right, if that makes any sense as well?
Yeah, 100%. You can do it more at your own pace and you're not in a rush. Um, and I think that helps a lot because if I was focusing on this business full time, am I going to do it right? And that because yeah, it's just I just think and also my job in the transport and logistics space has helped me in this business because I understand the supply chain and what customers want
Yeah.
and need, and I've helped my customers out on their journeys as well.
Yeah, awesome. And I think the good thing is, because you've helped your customers within your daily job, now you've become a customer as such. So you're
Yeah, on
starting
the
to
other
build
end.
that, yeah, supply chain. And I think it's important, guys, too, that if you're going to start a business, see what skills you can actually, transfer through from maybe your job into your business as well. I think that's so important, that there could be some alignment as well. So, all skills and all jobs are not wasted, right? So, but obviously now you're going from a 9 to 5 job to eventually a business. And what are the two main differences apart from the monetary stuff? Like, what's the biggest maybe thing you've seen from yourself where, you go to a job, there's a certain amount of accountability with your own business. What have you seen being the biggest thing that's maybe challenged you in that space? Not like the problems that happen in the business, but more the psyche of it.
Yeah, I've definitely there's a drive, there's excitement. You're doing something, for you and thinking about other people, as well in how, they're able to support you as such. And yeah, so I mean it's a hard one, but yeah, something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah. And have you learned new skills about yourself? I mean, I've seen your website. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, definitely. Just doing things I didn't think I could do. From website design to logo design to, and definitely communicating with many people, all different
Yeah.
levels along the journey, dealing with suppliers. And that's one obstacle that I faced earlier on the piece was finding the right supplier. So it was quite challenging. I did have an issue with the first supplier, and I basically 3 months went past and dealing with that issue, and then obviously vetting, another supplier correctly this time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, to hear. And the growth's
Yeah.
been good, man. And I'm really excited to see the brand grow. And you touched on a bit about circular influence before. I'm a big believer that you need to circle around the right people. And have you found that maybe more pivotal now than ever before?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, it's and I also believe in what you put in is what you get out, and also supporting other people. It's all
Yeah.
about support. No matter what you do, it's all about supporting others and encouragement, and yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I think that's such a big thing. And that's in both in your personal and professional world, guys, as well. So, like, even within our group of circle, me, Sean, there's a couple of other guys where we catch up, and we talk about our business and we encourage each other. I think it's very, very important to support each other, even if you're not in business. And that's not just about buying your friends' products, but it's also about being passionate about what they do, and maybe talk to your friends about it. And even like getting you on the podcast. It's just
Yeah.
helping you build up your brand, right? I mean, we're not making any money of this, but we're helping
No.
each to help each other brand, right? So that's pretty cool. And as your business grows, I mean, one question I'll have to ask you: if I could give you $1 million, right? but you couldn't use it to pay off a mortgage and pay the bills. It had to be towards a business.
Yeah,
Be the same business, you'd think, or
it'll
would
be yeah, definitely the same business.
yeah,
When you do something that you love, you don't see it as a job. Definitely the money will help in venturing out and looking at, opening up a local gym or doing
yeah.
whatever. But it will still be in the fitness space and obviously, expanding product lines and things like that. So 100%.
No, that's awesome. And we can find your products online, and we're going to put the Build Your Strength website both on Spotify and YouTube as well. And that reminds me, guys, if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Our channel keeps on growing. And if you're on Spotify as well, share it as well. But more importantly, guys, not only has Shaun got an online presence as well, he's got something interesting happening this week with a physical presence, which is quite exciting as well. So tell us a bit about that, mate.
Yeah, so I will be at the Amesbury Car and Bike Show this Sunday. So it was kind of last minute, so just putting everything together now. And yeah, if you're around the area, come check it out. Not just for myself, but there's going to be lots of food vendors and other stuff going on there, and music, and yeah, cars, bikes, and yeah. So it's a good day out for the family and friends and stuff like
Awesome.
that.
I had a chat to my wife before, and we're going to come and support on Sunday after
Oh,
church.
perfect. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to as well. So we'll probably get about like 1,000 plus viewers over the next week, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions that come up as well. But the one question I ask is, now that we're both 40, right? So we're not spring chickens anymore. And do you feel that this age is a great time to start a business? I mean, from a
Yeah.
maturity level, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is a good time. So yeah, definitely you're more mature. I think you know what you want. You've got and you just realize, okay, if I don't do anything sooner, time's just going to escape. As we all know, that day by day, year by year, they just fly past.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, if you've got to do it now. And that's exactly what I've done.
Yeah, awesome. And if we put all the business bullshit aside, when you're doing a lot, you've got family, including myself, got family, businesses, blah, blah, blah. Do you think physical health and mental health is pivotal?
It's more important now than ever. Especially, if we go back what we've been through over the last few years. I think, yeah, definitely mentally and physically, you need to be doing something, not just staying stagnant. And the outlet for me was the gym.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And that's really exciting to see. And I just can't wait to see the brand grow as well, guys, as well. And we're both going through big growth phases. The Blueprint business has had a record third month where our revenue is just growing completely, and we're focused on people. That's our brand. Our brand's all about being focused on people, very aligned to what you do as well. And one thing I love to ask is always give an opportunity to our viewers is to ask me a question about the business world or something personal, and it can be anything. And just so people can understand that we're all transparent and we're not just people who just communicate and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I got a question for you. So, what what motivates you? What gives you that drive, that buzz every day, just to just keep going and not slowing down?
Yeah, cool. So I think there's two drivers. I remember we had a chat about this in the car in the morning, and we're going to mention this part. And I thought, what would I exactly say? And I think there's two answers if I'm being transparent. So there's a personal side. So for me, number one is I'm obsessed with growing, man, and I'm obsessed about breaking that mental barriers and those belief systems that we had. And I'm a bit arrogant in a way where I want to earn more money than a doctor or so that's my challenge to I'm always competitive. So I'm always hungry, and the more money we make, the more we can help our community. Big Christian, big man of faith, and all that cost money. And that's been my big driver on a personal level as well. And I'd say, look, the biggest thing for me is been changing my mindset to helping and serving people. And what I mean by that is I get to work with awesome business leaders every day. And when we instill KPIs and sales coaching to those businesses where we see people, exceed those KPIs, which means they get bonuses and it can change their life. I mean, I'm working with two organizations at the moment where all the reps are making additional income, which means they're not working longer or harder for it, but they're making more money, which means a holiday for the family. And I think it's those little things that keep me awake, at night, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
So it's a real buzz. And I was just thinking as well, man, is something I'd love to do maybe in Q1 next year is have a bit of a mastermind, get yourself and a few other people that we've interviewed in a little arena. We can talk about mindset, mental health. I think it's very, very important. Maybe we can do a recording on it. We've got a few people that want to do that already. And the reason why I love interviewing everyday people like you is because we're everyday people who are just trying to get ahead in life.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
much nonsense online about celebrities and people who are crushing it. We just want real life stuff. So, and just before we close off, man, what advice would you give to a new person who wants to get into business? Like just one thing, like what would you?
One thing. Know your audience, research, and be consistent.
Awesome,
That's
man.
more than one thing, but they're all rolled up into one.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. And look, I really appreciate you making the time to do this, during your lunchtime.
Yeah.
It just shows your commitment as well. And guys, just support, build your strength. Like I said, we're going to have the website details on below. You don't need to buy anything necessarily, but just go in there, see what they're all about, follow up their socials as well, and just support and share it with friends and family. You know what? We're Aussie businesses, and we are future creators of hiring people, and that's our envision, guys. We don't want to just be one man bands forever. So, you're an awesome dad as well. I think your kids will be
Thanks.
pretty proud of what you're doing. It's great that you've got a lot of hard work ethic, and always pray for you guys as well, man. So guys, thank you again for joining the Blueprint. Thanks, Mr. Azzopardi, for
Thanks for having me on. Much appreciated.
appreciate it, guys. And again, guys, follow, build your strength. If you have got bigger arms than Shaun and I, these shirts will look better than they do on me, mate. So again, God bless, guys. Take care. Welcome to the Blueprint, and see you again shortly, my man. Take care.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.